What's up? Happy Tuesday, guys. We got big news. Harry Potter is 2 decades old. The SNES Classic is out, but it's already sold out. Too bad. War for the Planet of the Apes may be the best movie of all time? And Pitch Perfect 3 apparently is happening. Maybe people care. Let's find out. I'm joined by Jamie, Miranda, and Rob, some of our fandom superstars here, and we're going to talk about nerd stuff. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty nervous. I dragged them all onto this against their wills. All right, let's start off with the biggest thing this week. That's Harry Potter's 20th anniversary, rather the 20th anniversary of the release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I call it Sorcerer's Stone because I'm from America, but apparently it's Philosopher's Stone. Miranda, you're our biggest Harry Potter fan in here.
I am indeed.
How momentous is this anniversary for you?
I mean, it's pretty big. It also tells me that I am getting old.
Like,
The fact that it's 20 years.
20 years.
Ah.
So, how old were you when you read your first Harry Potter book?
I think I was around nine years old, and it changed my life completely, and I've been a fan ever since.
That's fantastic. So Miranda's got all this Harry Potter stuff. I'm rocking my Slytherin tie, Gryffindor. We are not friends, apparently.
No.
And she's got this sorting hat, which is awesome because we just found out that Rob knows nothing about Harry Potter for this show that I brought him on.
Yep.
That's mostly about Harry Potter. So I think we should start this off by settling this once and for all and sorting Rob into his house.
Yep.
We got this guy, this creepy talking hat. Let's put this on your head, Rob.
Okay.
You need to think thoughts about yourself or something. I don't know how it works.
About
it's magic.
myself.
All right, are you ready for this?
I'm
Right now.
very nervous because this hat creeps me out.
You look really cool. It sings.
It does. It rhymes very well.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
Oh, no,
Oh, wait,
okay,
wait.
okay.
No. This is the intro.
He does the whole little entry. He's the MC
Hufflepuff.
for this. All right, here we go. Let's find out, Rob.
All right.
Gryffindor. There we go. Congratulations.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's
I mean, you
that's
joined my
Harry Potter's
house.
hat.
It's my house.
I want to be
so-
buddies with
Our first subject of debate for today's episode is, did the sorting hat get it right? Is Rob a Gryffindor? Miranda.
The sorting hat apparently knows all, so it's a hard one to argue. I would have maybe
like we need to
said
test
a
it
little
again.
bit of
Yep.
Hufflepuff in there.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
there's a little bit of Hufflepuff.
Maybe,
Let's try this again.
like,
Let's
I
take
think
this
it was
off.
just
Okay.
confused.
Let's get in there.
Fully take. All right. Yes.
Yep.
Ah,
See, there we go.
There it is.
Good.
Get
Let's
a
go
little
Hufflepuff.
puff in
I'm
there.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff is very prestigious.
wait.
That's where all of the characters no one cares about comes from, including
yeah.
the dead dude Cedric Diggory.
Yeah, he
and nobody else. Can you name any other famous Hufflepuff people?
There was Professor Sprout.
Yes, the gardening teacher. Great house. Fantastic.
Susan
where was
Bones,
Newt?
who was one of the first people who was sorted in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Susan Bones.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
She probably died.
Probably in
I
a
can't
battle.
actually really remember what happened to her. She might have died.
You just
might have died.
forgot to bring her up again.
Yeah, she's
Was it- was
Hufflepuff. It
Wasn't
happens.
Newt Scamander Hufflepuff, or was he?
Newt
Yeah, he
Scamander
was
is
also
a Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
There you go.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, you saw
I did see
Fantastic
Yeah.
Beasts. So you're in good
See, there we
company. Newt
go.
Scamander also a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
These
see that.
glasses actually work for you.
Do they?
They
Nice.
do.
they're actually they're
I can
I
finally
like
read, which is great. I've been 20 years and I've never been able to read anything. Now these glasses.
you finally figured it out. You're a wizard, Rob. That was the problem the whole time.
Wait, you're
I've
also
got a wand
20
now,
years
so
old?
we need it.
Yeah, I need to see these wands.
Yeah, we'll pass
right here.
them
We're
out
just
here.
mostly gonna play with these toys.
Yeah.
Oh, here
My
we go.
favorite thing to do is ridiculous.
I will have.
Oh wait, there's a button. Ridiculous.
Oh, there you go.
Mine does not have a button.
Aw.
Do you use these as like your keychain flashlight when you go out? Like it's the same blue LED as like when you're trying to find like things in your purse, but like it would just be
find
great
your
to always
keys.
pull it out. Like trying to find the lock on your car, like
It's
just
also a great back
yeah,
scratcher.
this is good.
You can
Good
poke
stuff.
people
You
with
can
it.
poke people. It's a weapon
It's a weapon.
in
they are
many
wands.
ways.
It's about as blunt as you get.
But with all the discussion, so this is the anniversary of the books, but like for a lot of people, kind of Harry Potter is the movies. For you guys, which stands out more to you? Are you more like a book fan or a film fan? Are they separate? Do you like distinguish between them, or is it all just Harry Potter?
I think it's all Harry Potter, but there are so many things in the books that aren't in the movies that I just loved so much.
Okay.
That the movies are sort of just like an extra fun thing where you can visualize it, you know, and be like, well, that's not what I thought Hermione would look like. But, you know, it all comes together. I mean, they were all basically made by J.K. Rowling, so it's all her vision, mostly, I feel like. But I'm sure there are plenty of people that would disagree with me.
Probably. I think when we head over to our discussions app for Harry Potter, you might have some people who greatly disagree with you. But the subject matter that we talked about on Facebook was to ask people who their favorite characters were. And we got a lot of really good responses, including responses from our discussions app, which I think Rob's got. Rob, who are Harry Potter fans saying are their favorite and least favorite characters?
So a lot of negativity for Umbridge. A lot of negativity from our.
Are you familiar with Dolores Umbridge?
I'm not. I am not familiar.
I'm going to let Miranda explain it because I will mess it up and then
Well-
she will assault me on the show.
Great, now if I get something wrong, it's gonna look terrible.
I won't know.
Well, she works for the Ministry. I am right now having a hard time remembering which department. I believe it's like it's laws, somewhere in there, enforcement. But anyway, she basically, the Ministry has her teach at Hogwarts for a year to become the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. She kind of weasels her way up into the headmaster role and kind of destroys all fun, everything. She's a Slytherin, so she's not the best of people.
What? Wow, way to like just judge people.
She is just an all-around bad person, hates kids, so that's why she became a headmaster. She had some pretty terrible punishments for the children, including like cutting "I must not tell lies" into your skin with your wand.
That was messed up.
Which was.
That's what these are for?
Yeah, they're
that
first.
is the use.
Yeah, you shall sweet tattoos. So yes, so like totally hated character, just one of the most despicable. She looked like a pink dressed toad, like
With cats
and
everywhere.
Yeah, she was a cat lady.
Cat lady.
Yeah, she was pretty awful. I thought we had some interesting responses over on Facebook, which is facebook.com/getfandom. Please follow us. Oh wait, you're watching it here on Facebook. Great, good job, everybody. Awesome. Steven over there said Tom Riddle, which I was like, what? But he says like, and we'll see if this is valuable. Without him, there would be no Harry Potter, the boy who lived. It would just be Harry Potter, the unassuming boy whose mom left his jerk dad for the nerdy kid everyone picked on in high school. So two parts of this.
Catchy
One,
title.
yeah, it's great. I loved that book. One, we're giving Voldemort credit for all of Harry Potter, and implying that Lily would have left her husband for Snape.
Oh my God.
Wait, but also, should we see, is this Tom Riddle in terms of Tom Riddle Jr.'s dad, who is the Muggle that,
No, I'm pretty
okay,
sure.
we're just
I
going.
think Tom Marvolo Riddle.
All right.
Well, we can't deny that Tom Riddle is a fascinating character.
For sure.
Who, okay, here's the difference between the movies and the books. Book 6 gets totally written out of the movie. That whole backstory, they ignore it. And it's fascinating, people. It's fascinating, so you got to read the book.
Psychology of Voldemort.
Yeah, no,
How he
full
became
for
evil.
sure. Yeah, but it is Harry Potter, so obviously it has to be about Harry Potter. There wasn't room for all that Tom Riddle stuff.
So is there other parts that were in the films or in the books that got cut out that like you definitely miss, like any characters or anything? Yeah.
Okay, so what my
Raising
first,
your- this is not a class.
no, I'm ready. So when you asked what my favorite character was, it's nearly Headless Nick, who got totally written out of the book except for a second. It's his 400th birthday, and he can like pull off he's the ghost of Gryffindor. And he got like almost beheaded, however he died, so like his neck is still sort of just connected. But the reason why I love him so much is because he's played by John Cleese. And I wanted more John Cleese in my Harry Potter life, so I really missed that. And he was really funny. Like Harry Potter goes to his birthday party and he's one of the few students that gets invited, and it's like a really fun scene.
There's a really good
So
scene at the end of the
5th book where he kind of is explaining like why people become ghosts and some don't, and like comforting Harry after Sirius Black dies and stuff.
Some cool stuff that got written out. John Cleese, so the who's who of the English acting world is all in these movies, and he's just one of the many.
Miranda, favorite character that didn't get enough screen time in the films?
You're gonna have to give me a bit to think about this.
Okay.
You can go for.
I'll come back. I'll move back to you. It's like orders. Yeah, Rob, favorite character from the books that doesn't appear too much in the films.
As somebody who hasn't read the books or seen the movies, I'm gonna say whatever Jamie said.
Oh, excellent. That's a good answer. Her answer was excellent, so good job. I'm gonna give you your answer.
This is a really good part.
Yeah, what is mine?
Peeves was in the book more.
I do.
Yeah, just he was cool. He was the poltergeist that hung around the school and would like do mischief and stuff, and sometimes he would like ruin their plans when they were sneaking around and doing stuff. Totally a character worth writing out.
He was like Slimer from Ghostbusters, like always throwing things and like ha 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 and like laughing and running away, and you could always like see his goo left over from places.
I like that.
Right?
I like peeves.
Yeah, there you go, peeves.
Yep.
Peeves.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
I was bummed that Colin Creevey didn't keep popping up,
Yeah.
only because at the end they kill him, and so they didn't kill him in the movies because he didn't keep showing up. But he was always just annoying. He was the super fan with the camera and just the hanger on.
Yeah.
And then it's like I loved it because you get to the end and he's just like, and then Harry Potter saw the body of Colin Creevey and was like, oh dang, like, oh well, like that guy.
That sucks.
That kid. It was one of the names that were just tacked on at the end so that you would feel a little bad, but it was characters you didn't care about, like Lavender Brown. Like, oh, Lavender Brown got killed by a werewolf, and you're like, oh, who was she? And it was like the girl that Ron snogged for a second before like he dumped her for Hermione, and you're like, oh, okay, barely a character. But to get back to Rob, you haven't read the books.
No.
And that's awesome because there's this really great opportunity for you to start reading the books, because yesterday the Wizarding World Book Club kicked off, which is on Pottermore. So you can actually read the books and do a digital book club with other Harry Potter fans and discuss the whole thing. So I know how much you love children's books and homework. So I think we should sign you up, maybe right now, live on air, for this Pottermore book club. And I need you to do this whole thing or report back, and maybe we'll just keep coming back every week and finding out like what your favorite stuff is.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's a great plan.
More specifically, you guys can sign up. Pottermore.com is hosting the book club. You can check it out, or you can go to fandom.com. We've got all the stories on there about it, and it's really cool. It's really neat. The first one, it's all about the first book right now and the first chapters. They're kind of talking about magic in the Muggle world. Muggles are no mages.
Yep, that one I know.
Yeah, got to use American terminology for you because you only watch Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
There you go.
It's like the guy who shows up at the party, like, and it's 3 in the morning and no one's there anymore. It's like, hey,
what's up?
Hey guys, I saw Fantastic Beasts.
But I think that's that's a great opportunity, because like if you a couple months ago, if you're like, hey, I'm going to start Harry Potter, I don't want to talk about it, everyone would be like, why? But now here's a group of people who are like, yes, we're all going through, and a lot of first timers and stuff. So if you've been meaning to reread them or you haven't read them yet, this is probably the best way to go about it, because you can get to have all those discussions. And if that's a little too much work for you, like I imagine it might be for me and Rob, you can check out our discussions app, our like Harry Potter app that you can get there on your iPhone or Android device from the App Store, and that's got a whole discussion section where people are currently arguing about their favorite and least favorite characters and other cool stuff like this, so definitely check that out. Moving on to gaming news. Yay, I'm the only gamer in the group right now. That's fine. Yesterday, Nintendo announced the Super Nintendo Classic / Mini Edition, which is a like handheld like replica of Super Nintendo that comes with 21 Super Nintendo games on there, which is pretty cool. You've got things like Super Mario and Metroid and Star Fox and stuff, and it's really awesome. But there's a few questions that we have, and the first one is, are we even going to be able to buy this? Because I don't know if any of you tried to get the NES Classic before, but it was basically impossible. Nintendo totally underproduced it, and then they stopped production before anyone could even get like their hands on it, and it became this kind of very sore spot for everybody, and so people are kind of wary about this. But the other thing is, 21 games feels like a lot, but the Super Nintendo is so massive that it left out a lot of games. Like Jamie, what's your favorite Super Nintendo game?
So I was a big SimCity fan.
That's an excellent choice.
Yep.
It was so much fun to build cities and then destroy them with Godzilla or earthquakes, especially being from California. Destroy everything with earthquakes. But I actually went and found some gameplay last night, and the music took me back, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to play this right now. Nintendo, why didn't you put it on the re-release?
Yeah, there you go. It's not on there. Like, favorite game's not on there. My favorite Super Nintendo game is Chrono Trigger. It's an RPG about time travel. It's really cool. It's like definitely like, it's very nerdy. It's a nerdy game, but like is considered one of the like greatest RPGs of all time and stuff. Not on the list. Rob, favorite Super Nintendo game?
I mean, I played hours of Donkey Kong Country. I actually participated in a local Donkey Kong Country tournament where you got points based on how many bananas and you could accumulate and how fast you could finish the different levels, and I actually honorable mentioned in said tournament.
That's
so,
awesome.
Life achievement.
I want to see you. So Donkey Kong Country is on here. So when it comes
Ooh,
out,
it would have
you got to
be,
play.
right?
we're gonna have to be on there. But
Yeah,
but
and-
only Donkey Kong Country 1, not 2 or 3.
Just
like,
the first one.
Just the first one. And everyone knows the second one's the best one.
Yeah.
That feels like a notable omission too.
Yeah.
Like no Donkey Kong Country. There's like there could be 100 games on here and it still wouldn't be enough for them.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
it kind of feels like it's weird that there's only 21 games. 20 plus one game that's never been out yet. Because the other one is Star Fox 2, which did not get released.
It would have been interesting to have been in that room while they were deciding.
When they whittled it
Yeah.
down.
I'm sure that was only one session of discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, let's just get it done.
Just out the door, 21 games.
Yeah, they were just like, no problem, pick 21, and they just did it.
I mean, Street Fighter for me was another one.
Street
Just
Fighter's
played
on there.
So much of that. Also,
That's
one
a
of
good
my
one.
favorite things about the SNES was like, it was the first fake foray into 3D, right? Like the way that they did the graphics, it always felt like, hey, is this really now what 3D is going to look like at the time? And then it was kind of like, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, Star Fox's like VFX chip
Yeah.
technology, and it was like 3 polygons. And you're like,
Exactly.
it looks so real. This is what virtual reality is. I watched Lawnmower Man 2. So yeah, you can check that out. The full list of games is up on our site and every other website in the world, and everyone's yelling about it on Twitter. So definitely check that out. I would love to hear what games are your guys' favorites that we missed from there. So definitely like shout them out in the comments because there are a ton of them. Just like off the top of my head, there is like.
Mortal Kombat 2?
See, I would love a Mortal Kombat game on there. I like the Super Nintendo one was censored, but it looked way nicer.
Yep.
Like it had much better sprites. There's not like a soccer game on there. Like Super Soccer
NBA
is
Jam?
amazing. NBA Jam would be
Right?
so good. It's all very like first party like Nintendo things, which obviously makes sense.
Yep.
But there were just so many great third party games like SimCity that like I feel like Nintendo is just kind of like skipping over.
Yeah.
And they've forgotten about it. It's lost to time.
Yeah, I'm pumped that Metroid is on there.
For sure.
Especially since it's coming back.
Yeah,
It's a great game.
Super
super
Metroid
fun, great.
is amazing. Metroid was, for those of you who are too young for Metroid, in addition to just being awesome, it had the best Easter egg of any video game. Not the first one. I mean, it was an Easter egg in the second one too. But if you beat the game fast enough, Samus took off her armor, and you didn't know it was a her at the time. So you're just like, oh man, we get to see
was
what he looks like.
mind-blowing.
And it was like, boom, it's a girl. It's been a girl the whole time.
Yeah.
Like she's badass. She fought all those aliens. She killed that giant space dragon.
Wasn't there like a giant brain?
Yeah, the Super Metroid.
Yep.
Oh, that was Super Metroid. That brain was terrifying.
And she shot it all up. And
Yeah.
then like she's like, whatever. And she like
was
waved her hair
awesome.
out, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like that was super cool.
That was a
Before
big
they
deal.
ruined her with a backstory about being in love with a man.
Baby steps, Jack.
Yeah,
Baby steps.
just tripping over the finish line.
Baby
Nintendo.
steps to feminism.
Baby steps to feminism.
The 90s were hard.
That should be like our ongoing like progress report. How are we going on our baby steps to feminism? 2 steps forward, 5 back.
Especially in video gaming, right? Like that's
Seriously.
like a
Seriously.
that's a whole series of baby
That's my
step
baby
videos.
steps.
That's my baby steps.
Baby steps.
So switching back over to movie news, War for the Planet of the Apes comes out July 14th. It's the third in the reboot trilogy of the Planet of the Apes series, so officially movie like 11 or something crazy. And reviews are coming in, early reviews are coming in, and they're incredibly positive. Like Like, what do you think its Rotten Tomatoes score is right now? Don't look at my screen.
I'm not looking.
What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score for War of the Planet of the Apes is right now?
9.2.
So 92.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
it was
92, sorry.
It's a percentage.
I'm going to give it 85.
85, 92.
I'm going to say 96.
It is 96%.
Didn't look.
A 96.
Wow, that's good.
And not just like, it's not like how like Iron Man got like a 96 and everybody was like, what a fun film. Like, just everyone agreed, like, this was super fun. The things people are saying about it is it's kind of crazy in its hyperbole. A blue ribbon technical achievement. It's being almost as rare as winning the Triple Crown in horse racing. Nothing speaks to young millennials like horse racing references.
Yep.
I definitely understand the importance of that.
What is the that's three? That's been done like 3 times in history. So they're essentially this person is saying that this is the
Translation.
one of the 3rd best times in history.
Yeah.
Because
How do
nobody
you
else knows
know
what the
that?
Triple Crown
Yeah.
of
He knows.
horse racing is.
That's amazing.
Technological wizardry and first-rate storytelling combine into a bracing action-adventure that concludes the best science fiction trilogy since the original trio of Star Wars movies.
What?
Yep, there's that Star Wars reference.
Gotta go.
In
Okay.
fact, on fandom.com, our own Drew said that it was better than Star Wars and superheroes. So 3 people who have never seen the movie, do we buy this? Is War for the Planet of the Apes the greatest sci-fi trilogy now ever?
All right.
I can't believe
Let's
it.
name sci-fi trilogies, or just trilogy movies in general. You've got Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, Star Wars is going to be
Lord of
harder.
the Rings.
Lord of the
Rings
Rings.
is beautiful.
Let's just say that superhero movies, at least to me, have got the bar's pretty low.
Whoa, hold the phone.
Yeah,
Jamie.
so I'm just going to say that. We can move on. But I did watch. I watched.
We're gonna come back to
We
that.
can come back to that. But
Just Dutch.
I did watch the trailer. It kind of looks awesome.
It does
And
look
I,
awesome.
And I don't like that. I haven't seen the other ones. Okay, let's
I
just
like
put
the
it that
first
way.
two.
No, this is terrible.
Second one's
Second
not that
one.
great.
You thought the second one was terrible?
I wouldn't say terrible.
I didn't say.
Terrible's
I'm not saying
aggressive.
like great, but I liked it. I liked it. Fine. It was good.
2
I
was
ate
fine.
popcorn. It was summer.
Well, that's
it was
the
a fun
thing.
time.
Just because it's good doesn't mean like that's the thing about superhero movies. Fine, they're like entertaining, but
Yeah.
it's not like I'm thinking about them forever. This one actually looks pretty thought-provoking.
Okay.
Okay.
Like humans are downright bad. Like they are evil. They are the bad guy.
Are we?
Wait,
kind
no,
of
wait.
are.
Kinda
No,
are.
well, no, and like they full on.
I feel like in the trailer I saw apes fighting with humans on the human side, and I was like, what is going
Well,
on
right,
for that
we're gonna-
reason? So I don't know the background
Yeah.
there at least. So there just might be some odd collusion happening between other apes that are maybe
There
bad. I
was
don't
in the
really know.
trailer. There is a large gorilla loading a gun
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
human side, which you know,
Yeah.
definitely I was like, that seems.
Yep. You're just gonna have to watch the movie to
confusing.
find
I
out.
might have to tune
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. This makes me guaranteed to see the film, if
Yep.
nothing else, so that I can call Drew on the way out and either go like,
Yep.
"Oh my God, Drew," or like, "What's wrong with you?" Like either way, he's
it's
gonna get
just
a loud
big
phone call.
publicity stunt to make sure people see this movie to find out for themselves if
They
it's
somehow
the best movie
they
ever.
showed all these people a much better cut
Yeah.
than the one that's coming out. The other one's
Yeah.
just like
You know how movie studios like to do that? They show better cuts to the
yeah.
experts, and then
They cut out
And
the
then
part
slip
where,
'em
where
100.
like where there's the like sexy blonde bombshell chimp. They were like, let's take out that for the press
Oh.
screener, and they took out the part where they like do a song and dance number, and that way like all the critics think it's good. I'm basically
That would
describing
line up
Gremlins
well.
2. Gremlins 2 is my bar for how to really
my God.
ruin the tone of a sequel.
I think you might be dating yourself there, man.
Yeah, I would date myself.
I'm just gonna.
We're gonna circle back to you not liking superhero movies.
Do we really want to talk about that right
I
now?
really,
Yeah,
really
we
do.
There's some exceptions.
Okay,
I
what are
mean,
the
like,
exceptions?
So like Wonder Woman was great, but really as a movie, I don't know. But the fact that it was Wonder Woman and I really wanted a Wonder Woman movie and it wasn't awful.
yeah.
So there
Timing
was that.
good.
I really liked the first Batman movie.
The Tim Burton one.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good.
I love the original Superman movies, but that just might be because I grew up on them. Other than that, honestly, I liked maybe the first Iron Man movie because I love Robert Downey Jr. and he's funny.
Okay.
But other than that, all the other ones I've seen, totally forgettable.
Wait,
What about Guardians of the Galaxy?
It was fun and fun.
Where,
I
where does
mean,
X-Men fall in? Superhero, non-superhero?
Oh, they're superhero.
Wait,
I
how-
think
Not
they're
interested?
Yeah.
Forgettable?
I'm really excited about Black Panther.
Oh man.
I think that's going to be
That
cool.
does look really great.
But that might just be for like Wonder Woman reasons. Like finally we have a black superhero. Like that, and I'm going to go see it because I want to support that. So I don't know.
Also, they've been kind of bad for like a little while.
That's what I'm saying.
Not bad, but like only just.
They're not
safe.
They're not
They're
great
safe,
movies.
They're very
fun.
mediocre for the last few years. So good ones
So-
gonna just.
Are we talking about like Marvel or DC too? Because there is the difference in terms of
Well,
quality.
Drew said superhero.
He
so
said
let's just say
all.
superheroes.
He did
Yeah.
say all, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Right? So it's all relative.
Yeah, and to be fair, like if we're talking trilogies, like the Iron Man trilogy, it's not a great trilogy. The second
Yeah.
one is just a turd right there in the middle. So like I can see the notion that like War for the Planet of the Apes is all 3 films are solid. Like the Godfather trilogy, like the third one's really bad. Like the
It
Jaws
happens.
trilogy, they're all amazing, obviously.
Can we even say
And
that
then the-
Return of the Jedi? Not
kinda-
great.
I love Return of the
I mean, but like in terms of like
I can't-
relativity, it's just not
Yeah.
like it's not the favorite. It
It was
might
my favorite for a long time.
because you love those little Ewoks.
Yeah, probably.
They're adorable.
I
I
love
Pretty
the
cool.
scene with
Actually,
Jabba
Jabba the Hutt
Yeah,
is really
that was
more
fantastic.
iconic.
It's true.
The
I'm just-
Rancor.
Backpedal,
See, look at this
backpedal.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
It's all relative. That's all I'm saying.
So this trilogy, is it gonna be like? Is it possible that this just ties a perfect bow on this thing, and then it's just we talk about this 5 years from now, like, oh, Planet of the Apes.
The thing is, like, I haven't been talking about either of the first 2 films
At
even
all, right?
1 year
Yeah,
later.
ever.
Yeah.
Like,
so what are the chances of us
like this?
thinking about this? And if I don't know, it seems unlikely.
Yeah, there's got to be some diehard fans. I assume that they do well. They do well enough for them to keep making them. But like,
True.
Well, this movie will probably do well, if not just for the hype.
coming out,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
they've timed it. It's not competing directly against Spider-Man. It's the week after. So like, yeah. But I'm much more excited about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like superhero movies, Jane.
Me too.
I like escapism and tights. Leave me alone.
You're
You
the only
would.
one.
You
You're
would.
the only one.
Wait,
Definitely.
only one? No, I'm with Jack on this one. Slytherin and Gryffindor uniting here.
Speaking of trilogies and perfect trilogies coming to a conclusion, the teaser trailer for Pitch Perfect 3 came out, and its slogan is something that uses pitches instead of the B word, because that's what all their marketing
pitches,
is.
B.
It's on pitches or something just really stupid like that.
Be tripping?
Is anyone excited for Pitch Perfect 3?
I am. But I'm a choir nerd. I sing.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's very specific. But the thing is, like, acapella, the world of acapella is like a big deal right now. So enough people will see it. Enough people are excited about it, I think. But as a movie, it's going to be the same shenanigans. It's going to be Rumor Wilson being hilarious and disgusting and adorable and hilarious and amazing. And there'll be some good music.
Yeah,
That's probably it. It might be some like gross lady humor, which is always fun.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, there's a zero chance this movie is any different than the other ones.
Yeah.
It's just people who like the characters and are going to have fun.
Yeah.
They have to go up against bands with instruments.
Oh my
Rob.
God.
I'm sorry, I did miss that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. And those bands write their own music, and they look down on them for just singing covers.
Yeah.
Which might mean we get more original music, which is actually not what I want from Pitch
No.
Perfect. I want them to do covers.
Usually in acapella, you don't
Mashup
want original
covers.
music.
Yeah, mashup covers and acapella are fun.
Yeah.
Original
We
acapella.
tried that.
They
We
don't.
didn't
No,
want it.
never works well.
Original acapella.
Nope.
Did you ever do any choir acapella, Rob?
No choir acapella.
Oh, I
for
could
me.
totally
Yeah.
see you doing that.
Yeah,
could totally see you
was in a
doing that.
band for a little while.
You were in a band? What did you do?
Guitar and sing.
Yeah, you did.
You
Yeah,
can
I
sing.
can see
I
that.
can, yeah.
Can you sing for us right now?
Right
I'll
now?
put you right on the spot on a live
Oh, man.
podcast.
Not today.
All right,
Next time.
Next time you will
yeah.
sing your book review of Harry Potter and the
Yeah, I'll
Philosopher's
read.
Stone.
I'll read the first book,
Yeah.
and then I'll like do a sing-songy like 2.5 minutes, less, 12-second review of it.
Fantastic.
Twelve.
A
You can do
12-second
the
song
Sorting
review.
Hat song.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, with your guitar though, because
Yeah, I
I think
need the
you
guitar.
need to
with the
bring
guitar,
the
sure.
guitar as well.
For
Electric
sure.
or acoustic? Do you guys have a preference? I'm
Whatever
gonna be
you
working
want,
on this
man.
every night.
All right. I'm excited for it. I like to wrap that up. I'm down. Like, it's fun. It looks like it looks stupid, but they all are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like, but in a good way. I really like this rise of like female ensemble cast comedies, and that they're being successful and well reviewed and stuff. Because I thought that like I'm just really sick of like just all boy like gross out comedies. And I
Or
think-
one woman in them or something.
yeah, like here's the token woman and stuff. And so like I always really like the tone of the Pitch Perfect films. The first one was awesome. I really liked the first one. The second one was just fine. But
And really, anything Elizabeth Banks is involved with, I will.
that's true.
I love her. Love her.
Power Rangers. she chewed up scenery left and right, and just like.
She's great.
I meant that as a compliment.
Yeah, no,
like,
she's great.
she's awesome. Yeah. I love Elizabeth Banks. Cool. So to kind of wrap this up, we've got 2 auspicious birthdays this week. It is Tobey Maguire and J.J. Abrams' birthdays, both of them. Same day. I think it's today. Yeah. Literally today. Happy birthday, both of them. I don't know how old either of them are. Facebook didn't tell me. Like 38 or something, probably.
I feel like Tobey Maguire's around 40s.
Let's ask.
JJ
let's
is
ask.
He's
How
like 51.
old is Tobey
No,
Maguire?
Toby's
Oh,
like
you know?
early 40s.
No,
maybe?
he's like.
Oh.
42!
42! Wait, what?
He turned 42 today.
My age. Okay, good. Someone's still older than I am.
He's old, Tobey Maguire.
So on Tobey Maguire, like, this is what's crazy
51.
about him to me, is he has been, like, kind of in the spotlight for a while, right? Spider-Man came out in 2002. He's only done 11 movies in 15 years. It feels like he's just been kind of, I know he kind of went a little quiet there for a little bit.
That
but
like
it's
late
like
90s into early 2000s, he was everywhere, right?
it was surprising to me to feel.
Because
Yeah.
it was Pleasantville,
Yeah.
there was Cider House,
Cider
Rules,
House.
and then Spider-Man. And Spider-Man was
But
big.
since Spider-Man started, only 11 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So he kind of like did his superhero thing, and I feel like
That boyish charm is no longer
Yeah.
working for him? Is
Whoa.
that what's happening?
Whoa, no, it's still working.
He still looks like a boy.
Well,
like,
that's what's weird, right?
It's still that
like this
Peter
is
Parker
a
looking
picture of
guy.
him recently, and
It's
he
like when
looks
Elijah Wood
younger
started
than I do.
aging. It was
Yeah.
really confusing.
I'm very confused.
So on the
Is
subject,
this a safe space though? Can we be on? I'm like,
Yeah, be
I'm
real.
Not,
nobody's.
yeah.
Everybody, don't listen to this. Rob's gonna.
I'm really excited for Tom Holland's Peter Parker. I didn't love.
This is perfect.
Tobey
This
Maguire
brings me to the
Spider-Man.
next
Did
debate.
you forget
Who's
Andrew?
the best Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or have we already given it to Tom Holland
I mean, it
for a
had-
3-minute scene?
I mean, it feels like you have to, right? Like,
Yeah. And I really have no opinion on this, but I
Yeah,
kind
'cause
of
you don't
agree.
like superhero
That's not the
movies,
whole
right?
opinion that I have.
Oh, it's
Because
not
I
the
did
Spider-Man.
see Civil War, right? That's
Okay.
the one he
Yeah.
was in,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it, for sure.
Do you watch all the superhero movies, or maybe you don't like them because you just see like a few of them and you're like, these are just weird and jumbled, and I don't have a.
I've definitely
Yeah,
not
Civil
seen all
War
of
was
them.
hard, too.
I have definitely not seen. When Fandom takes us, I go, and I have seen some of the other ones in the theater,
All right.
for sure.
Have you seen Ant-Man?
Yes. All right, that's Paul Rudd though.
Yeah, and it's really more like a heist.
All right,
It's a
it's like on a
heist
whole
movie with superpowers more than it is a superhero film, which I think
feel
is why
like
I
I'm
liked
just
it.
backtracking now. I'm like, but wait, that one was good. And that, but do I want to watch it again? No.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, would
I
I?
own
No.
it.
I don't need to.
Okay.
It's good. It's an excellent thing. Yeah.
Logan was another
Oh, yeah, I need-
superhero
yeah.
movie.
I admit.
But also, again,
Yes,
like not
Logan.
a superhero movie per se, but just
Well,
like a
mutant movie.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be politically
Which-
correct with our super.
which is good. I think the ones that are doing the
it's kinda
best are the ones that are like moving away from the genre norms.
Yeah.
Like in the way that comic
Absolutely.
books are like were getting really lame for a while too until people started telling these new stories with them instead of them just fighting a villain. There's there's so many other types of evil in the world, some of it internal that like you're struggling with. So I think that's kind of a much more interesting thing nowadays, especially now that we've had 24 blockbuster like superhero movies. I would rather explore new tones.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
for sure.
Storytelling. Who would have thought?
I know, wow,
Right?
crazy.
Important
Write a
to
good
movies.
script and like make your characters believable. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. So
Tobey
with
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. Yes, Tobey Maguire. We've already. So you say Tom Holland's your favorite?
It's for me. It's between Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire because I loved how silly and I don't know how silly and kind of a jerky and playful Tom Holland's gonna be. And I really like that about Andrew Garfield. So I felt like he did that Peter Parker really well. And like for like the older style Spider-Mans, I like Tobey Maguire more of that innocent one. So it's
He
between
was
those
very
two.
good
I'm
at Aw
still.
Shucks, wasn't he?
He was the nerdiest. I think for me, Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker. He
Yeah.
captured
Yeah, that's
that like awkward nerd, like, but like very kind and stuff. And then Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think Tom Holland might come out on top at the end of the movie. But again, he doesn't feel like a good Peter Parker to me. He just feels like a.
That happens a lot.
We've retconned the nerd out of him, and I don't like that. I like that Peter Parker was just the nerdiest person possible who got superpowers and like stayed being a nerd.
Yeah.
Like, whereas like at this one, it's just kind of like they're all just he's just a teenager, like whatever. Like,
that happens a lot.
That's my impression of teenagers.
It's a really good
whatever.
That happens a lot with aliases. Like it happens a lot with Batman and Superman. You're like, there's a great Clark Kent, but terrible Superman, or like really good Bruce Wayne, but really bad Batman. So like there's a balance.
Yeah.
Back to Tobey too. I thought he did the guilt of Peter Parker really well.
That's true.
And like death, and handled that, and really brought it into everything. Even his emo phase in Spider-Man 3, he wore eyeliner, and this was really that hot topic. That's why he hurried out.
That symbiote Spider-Man was
Topher Grace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Topher Grace was so bad in that movie.
It's Venom.
Oh.
Is he ever good? I mean, I love 70s Show, but like that's it, right?
Yeah.
He just does that.
Done much else.
What are those? Can we think of one good Topher Grace film?
Maybe you can
Win a
ask them
Date
to
with
think
Tad
of one.
Hamilton?
I feel like I saw that actually.
Don't know.
Yeah, he played like the best friend.
He was
of
the best
girl
friend,
that
and like
won
Josh
the
Duhamel
date.
was like this celebrity that like his crush got a celebrity date with.
But was it good?
No, I was probably a bad movie.
He just was in something.
He was
That's
in
what
it.
his job.
He wasn't.
the one
He
where
wasn't awful.
He's like sitting at a card table with people. Was that a cameo?
That was a cameo in Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
His cameo in Ocean's 12 I really like too, because he like is on a downward spiral, and he Brad Pitt shows up at his like hotel, and he's just like sitting there, and he's just like I phoned in that Dennis Quaid movie, and I just seen that In Good Company, where he like is the hot young like business guy who comes in to like synergize a company, and Dennis Quaid has to teach him how old guy stuff is the real way. I hate all movies like that, but like it was just a garbage film. And a terrible vehicle for Scarlett Johansson. That made me hate Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't fully recovered from it.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, ScarJo.
sad.
You're a great person, but like, I'm sure, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
Who knows? You never return my calls
I
anymore.
was gonna say maybe if this is like an open invite for her to come on.
You want to come on the
show
show and defend
like,
yourself to a stranger.
I think that's valuable.
ScarJo, if you're watching, you should comment below.
Yeah.
Comment below, please comment below.
She
about
probably
it.
has Facebook.
Probably do. Well, I'll just tag her in the thing at ScarJo.
Yeah.
We're talking about you. All right.
Please respond.
Moving over to J.J. Abrams. The topic for debate is, which is better, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek films or J.J. Abrams' Star Wars film?
Oh.
For me, it's Star Trek. I'm
Trek.
such a sucker for an origin story, and I just love the way that the Star Trek sort of reboot film put all the perspective behind. You can always put kind of things together as they tell the story, but like, man, I just thought that they nailed that movie. I really, really like the Star Trek reboot. So that's it for me.
Good. That's a good answer.
That is a great answer.
I don't know. I don't know because I feel like there's not enough there to compare. These I enjoy. I kind of like hate everything, I promise. I do really like the Star Trek films, and I haven't seen all of them. I'm not one of these people who've seen like all whatever 15 there are or something, but I have really enjoyed the last few. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I stumped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to Rob's point, I like when things retcon or like when a reboot keeps the timeline intact. So it's not just like they didn't just start over, that they did a time travel story to explain why now it's a different path.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really elegant and nice. It's the same thing that Mortal Kombat did on their 9th game when they did that, which basically the same thing. Maybe J.J. Abrams was inspired by the Mortal Kombat games and their stellar plot. But I think those are really cool because then it's just part of the series still. It's not just like, it's not actually a reboot, it's really just part of the series and you can continue to enjoy it.
And I've watched a moderate amount of Star Trek, but like there's all these little nuggets along the way that they probably put in throughout the entire history of this amazing franchise that sort of let you allude to like, oh, I wonder what sort of happened then, or maybe here's a little tidbit here or there, but then being able to actually see that story come to life, that's why it was easy answer for me.
Good. I think he did bring back Star Wars, kind of erased those last three, well, the first 3, the old newer ones, the ones that we had with Jar Jar Binks and everything. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. And that was very impressive. Yeah. That everyone put that aside.
Yeah, that could have face planted so hard and it didn't. And like for its criticisms that it's like too similar to like A New Hope and stuff, if that felt purposeful, I think it's still like a criticism, but it is clearly what they were trying to do. It very much was a fan service film. But what was neat for that one for me was that I went with someone who was not a Star Wars fan and they just really enjoyed it. But they were kind of like resistant to Star Wars. If it had a character, if it had like Luke or like Obi-Wan in it, they were like, oh, I don't like things. So they got into it because it was a new character and a female character in there and really enjoyed it. Yeah. So I think he did do a really good job with those. I don't know which one I'm going Star Wars just because I'm more of a Star Wars fan, I guess. Really nothing. There's nothing smart about it. Just I like Star Wars more.
Disclaimer: I'm more of a Star Trek guy.
Oh, there we go. So. Do you like the ham-fisted Leonard Nimoy appearances in the 2 Star Trek films that he was in?
Yeah, I kind of do. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's nostalgic. I mean, I grew up watching a bunch of Star Trek with my dad, so I was, fond memories, I guess. Pull on the heartstring.
Oh, full on. Yeah.
Heartstring. I thought it was cool in the first one, and then I didn't like it in the second one.
Yeah, that's probably
But that was basically because they just called him up. And they were like, hey, can you explain the importance of this character to the audience that doesn't know? And he was like, he's the worst bad guy of the last films. Oh, thanks, bye.
catch you in the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
I know.
Rip Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
There we go.
What about other like J.J. Abrams shout-outs? Like
Alias. I loved Alias when it was on.
TV shows constantly for what feels like 2 decades.
Yeah, he started a lot of really amazing TV shows that then kind of like, Lost before it got bad, Fringe, Felicity.
What? Felicity?
That seems like the same genre to me.
Lost and Felicity.
Absolutely.
Super 8. And Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's what I was going to say.
We talking about
the Motion Sickness Express.
Yeah.
Sure.
The first one, sure.
10 Cloverfield Lane was a kick-ass movie.
That's like nearly a perfect film.
John Goodman, it's worth seeing.
Let's stop the
seeing
stream.
just for John Goodman.
John Goodman's so good.
John Goodman he's so good at being scary and evil and like who is this guy? So good.
Yeah. I'm also I was really happy to see Mary Elizabeth Winstead kind of go back to scary roots, because that's she kind of came up as a scream queen, and then she's kind of like, and then they tried to put her like into like rom-coms and it wasn't like working. It was like, no, she's best when she is terrified, but like not gonna take it anymore. Yeah. Like when she's like figuring out how everyone dies in Final Destination 3 and stopping it.
Ever since I've seen that.
Yeah,
movie.
that was the roller coaster one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One of the worst ones, but the funnest one. J.J. Abrams has done a lot. Apparently something Armageddon.
Well, he wrote it.
He wrote Armageddon?
Armageddon.
Did he write the song?
Yeah,
God.
for Steven.
Steven
He's actually pretty big. He's a pretty big composer. He writes a ton of the theme music, but I think that was an actual Aerosmith song.
He must be big too to have South Park do an episode about how he's rewriting the national anthem.
That's true, yeah.
So like you hit really, really, really big time.
Can I just do a shout out for Lost, because I know people like. It's like, because it ended so poorly.
We do a whole episode about Lost.
I think Lost changed everything. And also, people also know what not to do. Like, tie that up. Tie it up so people don't hate you and know where you're going. But that show, I think, changed things for sure. Because I don't know, we could write a whole thing about what are the direct predecessors of TV shows that are on right now.
Yeah.
That, all the weird, cool, crazy, weird stuff that happens now on TV.
Totally. Yeah. There were so many shows that were like trying to be the next Lost after that. Like Flash Forward. Oh, God. And like that, you're just like, oh, it feels very Lost-ish, like at the beginning. And none of them were able to like get the traction that Lost. There we go. All right. We should end on a pun. Because that's it. Time's up, actually. Wow, we talked for a long time. Awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you, Rob, for coming in here. Thank you guys for for watching and chatting with us. Sort of things. If you missed any of this episode, it is just going to be playable right there on our Facebook page and on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/fandomvideo if you want to check it out there. We'll be back here again next week and every week going forward, chatting about the biggest news. And with you guys, we'll start to make this more interactive as we go. Once we start getting all the technical hiccups out of the way, we'll start interacting with you guys and making this more of a fan experience, because we're Fandom and we want to talk to you guys, the fans. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you guys. And if you need any more geeky news, head over to fandom.com. Bye, guys.